Welcome to the Land Your Bets sports betting live stream show. What's good, y'all? Good to see you guys going live right now. Yeah, what's up? Got Adriano in here, got Jared Marrow in here as well. Seeing if we can get a couple more folks in here before we get into some stuff. I got some bets already in. Gonna be looking at a few things for the 3 games we have today. For those of y'all that are crawling in, things are gonna look a little differently on here, I feel like, than what we've been doing. We can't necessarily just use straight up data that we have been, because these teams are going to be playing each other back to back to back. We got to find ways to mix it up. So now it's going to be a lot more about game adjustments, coaching adjustments, and what we think people need to do to turn things around from the game before. A lot of sort of just fading what we did in the game before. You're going to see some of that, but I want to see what bets you guys have. So make sure you are jumping in the comments and let me know. I got everything scrolling on the bottom line now with the bets that we've already got in. I'm going to run through those for you guys real quick while people jump in here, and then take your guys' bets in the comments as well. All right. So like I said, if you are new, what we do is we show you exactly how we find what we bet on this show. But while everyone's crawling in real quick, I'm going to also just show us the record for where we're at in the playoffs. Really tough play-in tournament, but I want to make sure I'm updating you guys on what we're doing each and every, at least, a couple days a week or every week if we can. If you're not yet in the Discord, jump in there. Description of the video has the link to that. Full betting tracker is linked in there, so you can always get that and see exactly what I update that every single day with the bets I put in. So you can always see that. Full of transparency around here. But yeah, this was a good day yesterday. Even though it was 6 and 5, we went plus 1.9 units. Picking up a couple units in a day is always a good thing. You can see we had 6 right, 5 wrong, but really the unit measurement was exactly what we needed to make sure that we got those 2 units that we made yesterday. So good day there. Good day the day before. 13 and 8, but most importantly, 5 plus 5.2 units on the playoffs so far. So we're going to keep it rolling here. I'm going to throw you guys a couple bets. If you're not subscribed to the page yet, then you're not going to have seen these bets yet that I put up last night and one this morning. 3 bets from that Lakers game as well that came in this morning for me, as I was still looking at a couple things for that game, so I couldn't get it up last night. But if you did miss last night, a couple bets from that Cleveland-Orlando game. I do like Max Strus on the points and rebounds, and I really like the rebounds at 4.5. I'm wondering if I should have played that as I even talk about this, because I really, really like the rebound chances for him and the matchup that he has with Franz Wagner that kind of causes him to be a little bit closer to the basket. Also keeps his minutes high, because we know that this team is going to keep relying upon him to make sure that they have a good defender on Franz Wagner as well. So I think his minutes are safe based on the defensive matchup for him and based on the 3-point shooting that he gives them, that they obviously miss consistently with only 2 of those dudes that can shoot on the floor at a time with Garland and Mitchell. But still like him to get the boards. If you're scared of the points, I know a few people in the Discord were anti-points and actually going under for Mr. Strus here on the points alone. I hear that. I put the points and the rebounds together because, he had 5 quick points in the first quarter last game, and I really thought he was going to keep rolling, and then he just really stopped taking shots and ended up not shooting that well from the field. Only 8 field goal attempts, but he had 32 minutes. And if we keep expecting him to get 30 to 32 minutes each game, as I do, then it is a lot likelier that he'll take a few more field goal attempts moving forward. And that's what this is about, right? I'm going to keep repeating myself as people jump into the stream, and make sure you know this is about adjustments per game. This is the playoffs now. This ain't the regular season where we can just be like, well, what's he been doing the last few games? What's he been doing the last 10 games? What's he been doing against this team? Well, we already know what he does against this team. So we got to find different data between games to help us out, right? For Max Strus, I think he's going to have a little bit better of an offensive game and maintain the rebounding that he's had against this team and in general to get over 4.5 boards. But I combined it with the points. Same with Jared Allen with the rebounds here. Now, I'm pretty sure this is only available at 11.5 now, and it should be better juice than minus 130. So if you take this at 11.5, make sure you're still getting about like minus 105, 110 on your money, and not taking it too far past that in terms of losing those odds, right? Look, 31 rebound chances. I like I said, I like to fade what happened the game before and zag when zigs are going on. But 31 rebound chances is 31 rebound chances. And even if you take away 10 of those rebound chances and you put our man at 21, I still like him to get 11 boards out of 21 rebound chances, right? Against Jonathan Isaac, which is going to be a good rebounding matchup for Jay Allen moving forward. And I don't think they're going to be taking Jonathan Isaac out of the lineup too soon. They're going to the Magic need to figure something out for offense more than anything. But Jonathan Isaac can't be coming off the floor. They've decided he's their starting center, and that's what we understand from Jamal Mosley moving forward. So other bet from this game, Cole Anthony over 5.5 points. This is something I feel like people are split on, but I love this bet because I do think like he's going to score 6 points more often than he's not in this series. And if you look at the usage for him, dude has a 36% usage rate in the 11 minutes that he played. Took 7 shots. That's 0.65 shots per minute, right? That is 1A stuff. That is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander stuff. That's not Cole Anthony stuff, but it is Cole Anthony when he gets on the floor and only has that amount of time to shoot. Now, I think the minutes should go up a little bit. That's my other projection here for Cole Anthony, is that he gets more than the 11 minutes he saw in this last game. And to be honest, he didn't have a great game in game one. I mean, 7 field goal attempts. He was like 0 from the floor, right? And the 15 minutes is what I'm projecting in game two, as you can see there, which should equal a couple more field goals for him, or at least 7. And in 38 games that he had 7 field goal attempts this season, hit 32 of them, went over this 5.5 point mark in 32 of them. We still get plus money on it. So I'm feeling really good about Cole. Moving to this Lakers and Nuggets game. This came in a little bit later today instead of last night. So if y'all didn't catch it yet, Austin Reeves, this is 9 total bets, y'all. So you can see a lot of them are half units. And I also got a same game parlay with Reeves here, Austin Reeves, to get his deep shots going. Average of 39 minutes a game in the playoffs versus Denver these last 5. So this last game and last season when they lost in 4. Just they need him. He's going to be out there, right? He's going to be continuing to be a dude, especially with the way D'Lo is shooting against Denver. I think we can continue to fade D'Lo until he proves otherwise, that he can make a shot against this Nuggets squad. If he does play 39 minutes, bro, then he's looking at another 6 threes. That's just what he does. And that's why we like these threes, because we like the attempts. And that's always what I'm looking for with 3-point attempts. That you saw that yesterday with Herb Jones. He did exactly what we thought he would. He took like 7 threes, right? It was 2 for 6, 2 for 7 from deep. Just had a horrible shooting game. He was 2 for 10 from the field overall. Didn't even make a 2-pointer. But he had the attempts go up, which is what we keep seeing for him. And that's what I like for Austin Reeves, is his threes to maintain at 6 a game. 51%, very high. He doesn't need to hit 51% of 6 threes to get 2 of them for us. He just needs to hit 2 of them, right? Which is a third of them. And I think he's really going to be good for 33% moving forward from deep. So as long as the volume is there for him, we'll keep taking him, even though it's terrible juice. I hit it at the core bet, and I also put it in this same game parlay with all 3 of these bets from the Lakers and Nuggets game that I just gave you. And the first one is Austin Reeves. The second one here is AD. I'm going to hit this every game of the playoffs, under half a 3. This was a good look by a couple people in the Discord from a couple games ago. And as I keep looking into it, I'm like, yo, they gave us minus 122 for him on DraftKings for him to not hit a 3. This has been as low as like minus 160 in the past. So I'm feeling great about having minus 122. The thing is, he took 4 threes in this last game in game 1. So if that scares you off of this, I get it, right? Like maybe he's going to keep shooting threes, but it's not like the matchup is necessarily tailored for him to be doing that. It's just that's how the game flow went. And they were down by, eventually went down in that game against the Nuggets and lost, and they were shooting threes to come back. So, but 1.3 3-point attempts in his last 11 games dating back to last regular season versus this Nuggets team. Yeah, I'm going to keep taking that. He didn't even attempt a 3 in almost half of these games against the Nuggets over the last 2 seasons. So if he's not even going to be trying them, then I'm going to go ahead and take under for him. 74% of the games this season, he went under a made 3. He didn't have a single made 3, and he didn't even attempt one in a ton of those games. So really like that one for him. And the last one here is MPJ. Taking him third bet in this game, taking him to get over 7.5 rebounds. And his matchup in this series so far has been Rui in the one game. The matchups are going to be really interesting for this for the Nuggets and Lakers moving forward, with the way that they can both throw different guys on different players. Really, it's about the Lakers trying to figure out how to guard Nikola Jokic more than anything. In last game, they brought AD off of him, right? So AD was the free safety, if you will. He wasn't guarding Joker one-on-one, but he was running right over to Joker as soon as Joker got the ball to try to double the ball out of his hands, which didn't work very well, obviously, as Joker put up 32 in that one. But for MPJ, with Rui on him, he's going to be playing a lot closer to the basket on defense. Rui not taking very many threes, like 1 or 2 threes a game, which puts MPJ a lot closer to the basket to get those really easy rebounds after Nikola Jokic is done dealing with Anthony Davis and company, right? He had 14 rebound chances in 3 regular season games against the Lakers and 11 rebound chances in this last one. So I like his rebound chances to stay between 11 to 15 moving forward. I think 11 is probably a floor for him. And that's why you've seen him go over 8 of his last 10 versus this Lake Show team, averaging 9.1. And we get plus 104 here, which was a good enough edge for me to take this at over 7.5 rebs for MPJ. Finishing off these bets in the Knicks game here. I forgot to give you one from the Cleveland game as well. This came in a little bit late too, because Mo Wagner was just a lean until I could get an actual line on his points and rebounds. But I got it at 10.5. And I went in with this one in the first game, and I'm going right back to it in the second game for him to get 10.5 points and rebounds, minus 125. Quick interruption of myself to remind you, if you are jumping in and you're new, Bottom Line has the bets that we've already played on there, and then as well as a couple of upcoming bets that we're going to be looking at for each game. I'm going to start throwing some stuff on the card here, so make sure you jump in the comments and let me know what you guys want to look at, and we'll go through it together with some of the tools that I'll be using to help us out. All right. Over in all three for Mo Wagner versus Cleveland with Wendell Carter Jr. playing. And I talked about this last time. He had 2 games with Wendell Carter in there, and then he scored in both of them. Now the case is that he's got Jonathan Isaac as the starting center. That's why I was talking about Wendell. But that I'm really just trying to prove that things don't really dwindle for him once he gets up against this team. He had 12 rebound chances in just 13 minutes in game 1. And he took the 8 field goal attempts that he had there. I actually projected him to get about 15 to 16 minutes in this last game and take about 9 to 10 shots. I was a little bit over. That was an over guess essentially, but he still did it what we needed him to in the amount of time that he was on there, right? But I still think the minutes increase a little bit. Like, you got to find offense, and that was the concept with Cole Anthony getting a few more minutes and Mo Wagner getting a few more minutes. Is like, you got to find offense for this Magic team. You cannot be as bad at shooting as this Magic team was in this last game with these lineups that don't have shooters on them. So adjustments for the 10th time this live stream so far in 10 minutes. Make sure that you're playing the adjustments between games and not just looking at what happened last game and being like, well, that's what's going to happen this game. If anything, do the opposite. If you're just going to blindly be like, well, this is what happened last game, then do the opposite the next game, because adjustments are going to continue to be made, right? So I want to make sure I got you the Mo Wagner bet and move on to this Knicks game with Philly. And I do like Philly and Knicks to go under 209.5 here. And a lot of this reasoning is based on zigging after a zag, right? Like, they went over and it felt like we stole that. If you tailed me on the over in game 1, which I bet and won, I feel like I stole that as well and got really lucky with that one. So I'm not trying to go back to the well. If anything, at a 90 pace between these two teams, it's got to, there's going to have to be some fewer points. And plus Joel is going to be a little bit more hobbled. Like, he's clearly scared. So like there's a lot more. He impacts the offense when he's not healthy versus the defense, right? Like, their defense with him down there, still really good. With him in there, offense, without him in there, the offense is just terrible. And without him at 100%, basically, that offense is brutal. So we're going to go under. The Knicks shot like 50% from the field, shot like 45% from deep. That can't continue either. So under 209.5, this is definitely my favorite bet from this game. And then I am going to back Joel in the first quarter, though. And this is what we've seen. I know this keeps being a popular bet, not trying to be chalky here, but over 8.5 first quarter points for Joel. Still get minus 102 on that and put a half a unit on it. You're seeing a lot more half unit plays for me on these. I've got 9 bets on the card here, including a same game parlay. So that's why these bets are a little bit less than a unit now moving forward when I have that many in the playoffs. But still like Joel to do his thing because it's the first quarter and we know that he's going to have to bring it early because I don't know how much he's going to have left by the second, third, fourth quarters. If you look at his numbers over the course of the second half of these since last playoffs, he goes straight down from his scoring in the first half to the second half. So the first quarter bet is a good play. He's played 12 minutes in all 3 games that he's gone up against the Knicks this season, going over in all 3, averaging 13.3 points per game in these first quarters where he gets all 12 minutes, 8 field goal attempts. That's good for me, right? If he just needs 5 makes and he's got 8 shots coming where he's going to be shooting from around the rim, he'll probably take another couple threes as well and just needs to hit one of them to help us out here as he did in this last game in the first quarter. So I'm feeling good about the percentages for him. Over in 32 of 41 first quarters on the season as a whole, and that's averaging about 11 minutes per game in the first quarter for JoJo. And you can tack on a couple free throws as well for him against this Knicks team that will foul. So taking him on a first quarter points bet over there to get 9 of them. And then I do like Bojan. This is also a bit of a controversial pick, but I'm going with Bojan Bogdanovic over 9.5 points in this one. And what I saw as a Knicks fan who has known Coach Tibbs now for a couple years is that he plays who he trusts. And he played Bogey 24.5 minutes in this last game. And I think he's going to continue to do that. The usage was high for Bogey, second only to Jalen Brunson on the squad with the amount of minutes he had, because he's the only other dude that can create a shot for himself. To be honest, like Josh Hart can't create a shot for himself. Hartenstein certainly can't. Mitch Rob obviously can't. Dante DiVincenzo barely can, to be honest. He does a lot more flying in on offensive rebounds and making threes, as we know, not beating guys off of the dribble. He needs an balanced offense. The only dude who can break down the defense right now is Jalen Brunson. That's it. And that's what they're going to be missing more than anything with Julius Randle. Knicks fans can say what they want about Jay Randle. You had at least a clear-cut number 2 who could go get his own shot. That's now Bogey. That is literally now Bogdanovic. He got the 24 minutes in this last game. I've got him projected for at least 20. If you got him for at least 20, based on his usage, he's gotten at least 10 points in 10 of the 12 games that he's played 20-plus minutes with this Knicks team since coming over to them from the Pistons, right? So the last thing here I'll say is one, I love that there's room for improvement. I love that he didn't shoot lights out. He was 3 for 6 from 3, but he didn't shoot lights out, which would indicate maybe this is an anomaly, and how well he shot last game is the reason that he got so many points. But no, he was 4 for 12 from the field. 3 of those were threes, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, which is another place he likes to get a lot of his points. He has the second best shot chart to beat Philly for this Knicks team. So what I mean by that is the Knicks have a lot of players that are shooting threes or shooting right around the basket. That is where this Philly team is the best. This man shoots a ton of mid-range. He likes to take stuff right inside the paint or go all the way to the rim. So I'm considering, I'm strongly in belief that he's going to have a good amount of shots and free throws that he's going to be putting up here in this one. And that's why I like Bogey. So everything I just went through, if you're new and jumping in, Bottom Line has the bets that we've got up already, plus the ones that I want to look at with y'all. So I'm going to jump into the comments real quick with you guys and see what we got here. I'll leave the record up for now so y'all know what's going on. But I'm going to take a quick look at what we've got here. Good to see a bunch of y'all in here for sure. And units aren't currency. That is correct. What's good, y'all? Good to see you guys. Got a bunch of people in here. Got Nico Bag, got Diego. What's good, bro? Yeah, we can look at Aaron Gordon. I definitely want to look at Aaron Gordon. I don't know if I'd go under for Jay Allen on the rebounds. That's terrifying, Larry, just so you know. I already went over what I like for him, so I'm not as confident about that, to be honest. But I would definitely be a little bit weary of 11.5. Once you get to 12.5, you've got a bit of an edge for Jared Allen to the under. But until then, like with the amount of rebound chances and with a rebounding matchup against Jonathan Isaac that I really like for him, I'm kind of off of that one. I do like Franz. If you're talking about Mo, not Franz here, Winston, then I do like Wagner rebounds a little bit more. I don't. Franz is probably not a bad look for the rebounds, but I can put him in here. So let me start getting some up next stuff on here for you guys. I'll put well, let's see real quick. I know that I've already got the stuff we were looking at. So yeah, we've got Embiid first quarter. Let's try to kick it here with the with this Cleveland game, as that's going to be the next one to go up. So if you do have something, let's get it up for Cleveland real quick, and we can go with that game to start. But I'll still put everything we've got coming in on the comments here. I know we got a Josh Hart rebounds. Everyone always wants to know about Josh Hart rebounds. So let me get that in here upcoming. And we might just move between bets because honestly, this Cleveland and Orlando game is just the grossest one of all of them, right? Let me keep getting a couple more bets from y'all in here. Melissa, what are you doing in here, girl? You are a psycho. We're gonna have to delete that. Like, get out of here, bro. We got bots coming in. All right, Josh Hart. Let's see, Mitch Rob. Yeah, we can talk about Mitch Rob because the thing about Mitch Rob is going to be that apparently the Magic are going to be probably playing a bit more Paul Reed alongside Joel Embiid, which means we're going to be seeing a lot, the need for maybe this Knicks team to go a little bit bigger. But you can't really trust that like the Phillies just going to sit back and watch this Knicks team get offensive rebound after offensive rebound after offensive rebound moving forward. So yeah. We got a couple other things in here. I know everyone wants to see. Oh, yeah, we definitely want to go over Aaron Gordon rebounds. I really like the idea of Aaron Gordon rebounds, and be honest with you. I have a really good thought about that one that we'll see if it comes true. I mean, game twos are going to be all about adjustment. So just keep that in mind, that just because what you saw last game is not necessarily what you're going to see moving forward. All right, I got a Banchero double call. So we'll go with that one as well. Banchero double. Josh Hart rebounds. Mitch Rob double was interesting, but I don't know that I would ever trust that man to get points. So I'm gonna look at his rebounds. Aaron Gordon rebounds. Gonna look at that. Got that in there. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is that barbecue chicken. I mean, I love Jonathan Isaac's game, but like not when he's giving up 35 pounds and 4 inches or whatever, right? We can look at Donnie over on points. I'm so scared to take Mitchell over on points, but like he is tailor-made to go over against this team, and he just did, right? He just was playing like such crap for a bit that it was scary to take him. But this is what I got coming up next. Yeah, okay. Isaac's got a look at Darius Garland, and that's what Dre Mello was talking about as well. Darius gone over his. Oh, you're probably talking about first quarter, right, Dre Mello? Let me know if that's what you mean by that, because that's clearly not his whole line. OG and Hartenstein. We can throw them in there and see if there's anything there. I don't always, no, I don't look at everything that we always talk about, but I just deleted my banner, bro. That was terrible. Let me get back to Josh Hart rebounds. We got Banchero on the double. We got Donnie Mitchell points. My bad. Crushing the momentum of the stream. Josh Hart rebounds. Mitch Rob rebounds. Putting this in here now. Mitch Rob rebounds. I know I already forgot a couple things. I'm going to look at AD. I'm going to look at Aaron Gordon rebounds. and a couple others before I get into it. All right. Jared Allen double. Yeah. I mean, for sure. You're not going to get much juice for that, Carlos, but like, because his rebound prop is at 11.5 in most spots, but I still think it's worth it. This is interesting, Diego, because you're trying to talk about the Paolo under 4.5 turnovers after he got 9, which is the thinking that I like to use. What I wish is that I would have hit over 4.5 turnovers in his first ever game and then not gotten it. But yeah, colleges make you dumber with maybe the best name in here. Jared Allen DD is probably a lock, which is probably why you're not going to have it for much. But if you got into parlay, I think you should be good because, I mean, the points are really what you care about more. I mean, he's good for 10 boards in my mind. So we're good with that. Let me see if I get a couple more in here. Yeah, I want to make sure I get DG the PG in here as well. Darius Garland. Come on, fam. Let's see here. We'll put Garland in here as well for the assists. I do like the idea that Garland has become the actual point guard of this team, and now is going to continue to see these like real good looks as a point guard for dimes. I think that is a good idea. So we're going to put him in there. Donnie Mitchell points. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything from this game. Let me just keep throwing stuff in so I don't miss it. Darius at 6.5 assists. Yeah, that's the look that we're going to take a quick look at. Jokic 2 steals. I love how random that is. Honestly, I kind of want to look at that just because of how freaking random you are on that one. Let's go Jokic steals. Crazy bastard. I like these. That's what we like to bet here. I mean, I'm trying to look off the beaten path for sure. All right, let me move this one up so I can see it and not delete it like a dipshit like I did a minute ago. What's good, G-Bag? Good to have you in here. Yo, for sure, Dre. That is an awesome look. I'm always down to fade Gary Harris. I don't know that they can keep playing him for real. So we're going to take a look at Gary Harris threes under 1.5. If it's 1.5, I love that look right there. Just because I don't think he's going to keep getting minutes. Like I keep saying, this Magic team needs to find offense, bro. It was so bad. I'm going to start sharing my screen here as well. But my God, was that terrible to watch, right? If you were actually tuned into that Cleveland game, like you're a sicko. I can't believe that was what you were doing with your time. And 2, like that was not a fun basketball game. All right, let me bring up what I want to look at and start with that Magic game real quick because it was just brutal. But all right, we got this one up. I'm sharing my screen right here. Go ahead and get the share screen going. I'm going to take you through exactly what I'm looking at. And once again, it's all about matchups. I'm going to say it 100 times. I'm sorry if you're sick of hearing me say it, but it is about matchups always. So let me get this full screen. Pick that up. All right, we're going to go down here. Let me pull this banner off for a minute so I can see what I'm doing. All right, we're going to share this with y'all. Get in here. Update that layout. Cool. All right. So we've got the first thing is just like how terrible this last game was, right? Like you can just go into this game log from the last game by going right here on NBA.com, looking at the game recap for a sec. 97-83. And what you want to see here, honestly, is just the shooting more than anything. So I'm gonna just go to game charts real quick just to look at the raw numbers, and you can see the field goal percentage: 32% from the field, 21.6 from deep, and not even that many free throws for a team that relies heavily on free throws. What they did get was a ton of second chance points, like 18 second chance points, turning some turnovers as well. But the Cavs really, other than gifting them turnovers, it was so damn hard for this team to score. It was disgusting. So let's pull up a couple here on props.cash as well, just to get into the game. But be careful because at 202.5 total, like whatever your projections are, maybe keep them a little bit low. That's why I'm only really taking points for some dudes that have really low lines here. All right. So one of the things too that Free Sauce, our guy in the Discord who was not available on the video today, was talking about Wendell Carter Jr. and fading him just from the idea that maybe, he's going to keep losing minutes. I don't know that he's the one to lose minutes here. So I think it's a lot more of the non-shooters like Markelle Fultz, probably not getting quite as many minutes. And I would guess Joe Ingles, to be honest, who hasn't been a shooter much of this season, would be the ones who are getting fewer minutes for this team. But let me go in order. Let's start with DG real quick, the PG over here. So he's at 16.5 points and 6.5 dimes. So what I'm looking at here for him, obviously potential assists we start with. This was a look I considered. I put it through my really, easy model to put together. I didn't love what I found for the edge. And part of that is look at the 8 on 11 potential assists. He's been hitting these a lot with lower potential assists and still getting over 6.5. But at 11, you start to get a little bit weary, right? So like, let's put this down to 11 max and see how many times he got 7 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out of this 10 right here. So 4 of his last 10, where he doesn't get, where he gets 11, a max of 11 potential assists. Now it's a little bit less likely. So you still need to extrapolate out these full data sets to help you understand if against this team specifically, right? When he gets the 11 potentials, it goes down like it's just 1 of 2 over the last 2 seasons against this squad. That's another thing to keep in mind. But the other idea here, and let me go to NBA advanced stats for a second and show you if you're not familiar yet with this, definitely want to be able to use this as efficiently as possible. So you can go to players, and this tracking data is how you can see things like what were the potential assists, passes that he made that could have turned into assists, except for his dude missed the shot, right? So we go to passing under tracking data, and we can look at potential assists for this team. So I'm going to change it to postseason, first of all. Actually, I'm just going to do regular season. I'm going to look at all teams is going to be Cavs so that we can look at Cleveland. And I'm going to put them versus Orlando and see what happened in those games where they played here against Orlando this season. All right. So the potential assists on the season in the 3 games. So he played all 3 with Donnie Mitchell, right? Potential assisted him by 12 and averaged 8 against this team. I mean, a 3-game sample size is still, it's decent. It's not huge, right? So let's do like the last half of the season, basically for this team, not against Orlando. And let's see what he's done in the last 15 games, right? Against, in terms of comparing the potential assists for Donnie and am I in the regular season? Why can't I get these stats? So this is the last 15 games with Donnie and Darius Garland. So Garland played 14. Donnie only played 6 of them because he was out for a while. So yeah, I think that's another good starting point too for Mitchell or for Darius is like Darius Garland with and without Donovan Mitchell this season. So this is StatMuse. I would definitely make sure that you are using this for really easy, quick splits and stuff like this, right? So this is the splits for Darius Garland without Donnie Mitchell. Still averaging about 6.3 with him in the 36 games. Few more without him. The points is really what goes up, obviously, as you can see, and the turnovers because he's handling the ball a lot more. So against this team during the regular season, didn't really help Mitchell to get more assists. Obviously, with Mitchell in there, fewer assists are more likely. But let's look at the last 15 and see with Donnie Mitchell real quick. So the last 10 of the season, right, he was going over hella. Let's put Donnie Mitchell in here and make sure that we take into account how often he's been playing with him. And it's still over in 6 of 10. I don't know that it's enough of an edge, right? You're still getting minus 110 for him to get the 6.5. I would say he's definitely the play for assists over Donnie Mitchell, if that's your thought. Definitely would take the points for Mitchell more so than the assists. But that's kind of where I'm at with Garland. He's going to be a pass for me. I did look at this pretty heavily and still couldn't find anything to give me that edge. So I'm going to pass on this one and just look at Donnie's points for a second. And what I want to start with here is Props Madness. You might have seen yesterday's live stream. That the weekend ones go a little bit early, but we had Pips on. Pips was one of the co-founders here of Props Madness. And what I like about this is the shot chart and versus defense stuff, right? So if you look at Donnie Mitchell versus the Magic, one thing I really like here is that he's the PNR ball handler very consistently. And when he does that, he scores 9 points a game off of that play. And you can see here the opponent defensive rank is 5th worst for the Magic, allowing points above the break here to this pick and roll ball handler. If you look at the defensive shot chart, obviously above the break is where they're pretty good, but the ball handler getting into the lane right here becomes a problem for them. And if Donnie Mitchell steps in and takes that mid-range shot, then he should be good for the points, right? The 20, was he at 24.5? Is that what we're talking about here? 25.5. You might be able to get 24. So no, you got to take 25 for Donnie. It's even 26 at these more sharp books like Pinnacle. So if you want 25.5, I think minus 114 is still a good number. I do think I like the points for Donnie Mitchell. I would hit that if I were you guys. I am, like I said, I have a lot of bets on this game, and I don't like the amount of points being scored in it, to be honest with you. So that's why I'm hesitant to go too crazy on these overs. But if anybody's going over their points in this game, like as far as starters and stars go, this is the man that I would be banking on a lot, is Donnie Mitchell and the points, much more than the assists. Darius Garland for the assists if you want that. Donnie Mitchell for the points if you want that. But let's keep it moving because I didn't bet on either of those guys for a reason, but I do think that they are a good bet in this one. All right. So with that in mind, let me pull up what's coming up here and look at Banchero double-double real quick. All right, so for Banchero, which prop do we think he's getting the double-double is really the thing. Ooh, really interesting stuff. What's up, Daft? Good to have you in here, bro. Let me know if you want to join. Garland in that game for points. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I'm caught up with y'all. Yeah, fading Franz was a sweat. I faded him in that game too, and he ended up hitting that 3 at the end. But Yeah, I'm going to keep him moving here and look at Banchero. So for Banchero, which prop do we think he would be helping us get double digits in so that we can get that double-double if we wanted to take it for him? That's the question. So I already know that the rebound chances were mad high for Paolo in this last game. Only pulled down 7 of them against this team. But I'm going to go back to my player tracking data real quick and look at player tracking and go to rebounding. So this is a really helpful tool to find exactly what you're looking for rebounding, because you want to know what's the potential rebounds, which are called rebound chances. I want to know the max volume here and the projections for him and the minutes and all that. So rebounding, we're going to look at this last game right here. I just want to show you what happened for this Cavs team. Let me go to all teams and do the Cavs. So I got to change the season type to playoff so I can get this more recent data here. Make sure that doesn't screw you up. But if you look at rebound chances, I'm supposed to be looking at the Magic, my bad. Going from Cleveland to Orlando, hitting get stats and looking at those rebound chances, he led the team in rebound chances because Jonathan Isaac only played 28 minutes. Mo played 13. And then where's Wendell? Wendell played 15, right? So Banchero was kind of the small ball 5 point guard. Like he was point center for this game. He was point do everything. It's just why you saw 9 turnovers from him, which is also why I wouldn't try to get too cute with under 5 turnovers because he's going to keep having the ball. Like look at, if you look at the touches for him, let me do it this way real quick because I want to show you both things at once. If we go to touches, in fact, I can also just show you in here. So I'm going to go, I can look at tracking data this is the game log for these two teams last game. So I'm going to go to box score in this game 1. I'm going to pull up, instead of traditional, I'm going to do player tracking. And that's going to show me all the data for this team from last game. So this stuff might be a little confusing, but this is touches. This is rebound chances, RBC. Defensive rebound chances, offensive rebound chances. This is really, really helpful once you go into the actual game log here for these games and see this stuff. This is passes, assists. This is contested field goals made, contested field goals attempted. Like how many field goals was it the defense playing bad sag off defense, or was it the defense not actually playing really good and covering them? I would say it's honestly that the Cleveland just went under every screen in this game. So you can see Jalen Suggs had 11 uncontested field goals because that was the dude. They were like, yeah, go get it, Jalen Suggs. Like you can shoot. You're the one allowed to shoot on offense for this team. We don't care about that. But I'm just showing you here the rebound chances still for Paolo, 18. It's everything I was going to show you in there. I also wanted to show you passes and touches, right? So touches, he's at 89. Next closest is Franz at 61. This is why I'm just cautioning against taking an under on Paolo's turnovers, by the way, because it was brought up earlier. For the double-double, we need him to either get the assist or we need him to get the rebounds. 18 rebound chances, only pulled down 7 of them because he's in amongst the trees against this Cleveland team. That's not going to be helpful for him, right? So I would probably guess that the passing is going to be what's a little bit easier for him to come by. So I want to look at his potential assists real quick. I'm changing this on because potential assists are not in here on the tracking data for this game log. My bad. I'm trying not to jump around too much, but the tracking data isn't around for passing within the game log. You have to go to the actual NBA advanced stats page, right? So I'm going back here to go to players tracking passing so I can see the potential assists for him in this game. And I've still got my filter on the Magic. So I'm looking at potential assists. You can see Paolo had 14 to get 5 dimes. The reason I can't really believe in a double-double for Paolo is he's either going to have to get an ass ton of rebounds against one of the best rebounding teams in the league, and he's the center. It's not like he's boxing out a big man while trying to get a rebound against a man like Jared Allen. That sounds terrible, right? I don't want to deal with that. Let's look at who Paolo was guarding for most of this game real quick, because if he is having to guard those dudes. So the other beautiful part about the box score, you can go right into matchups and you can look at who was guarding whom in this game. So I'm going to go on defense. I'm going to put Paolo here, defensive player for Paolo Banchero. And I'm going to look at who he spent the most time on. Evan Mobley. That sucks. That is not a good rebounding matchup for him. You can see when he was guarding him. Yeah, you can't look at rebounds here, but that's tough, right? For him to get boards against a big like Evan Mobley. As big as Paolo is, Evan Mobley is a better rebounder than him and a better big man for that purpose. So the rebounds scare me. The potential assist, what scares me is he's got to pass it to his team that I just showed you shot so goddamn terribly from the field. If I go back to this and show you the field goal percentage for them, 32 from the field, 21.6 from 3, right? That's an effective field. I'm just going to look at the effective because it's going to be disgusting. Effective field goal percentage by going to advanced data. And I can see that they shot 37% is their effective field goal percentage. You want to know how bad that is? Real quick, I'm going to show you on the season by going to advanced data for the whole season. The worst effective field goal percentage is 50. They shot a 37% effective field goal percentage in that game. I don't know how you could trust them to keep getting assists when they can't make anything when he passes them the damn ball. That's how you end up with 14 potentials on 5 assists. And for Franz, even worse percentage, 13 potentials to only get 3 assists. That's awful. So Paolo's going to be the one passing the ball, but I can't really condone a double-double on the road once again for Paolo. That's a big pass for me. In fact, if the no to the double-double is worth anything, then yeah, I'm going to hit that. But as far as the PRA for Paolo, yeah, I'm fine with that if you want to take everything. But really, like at the end of the day, Daph, like I'm just kind of on the points is where I'm at for him. So if you like the rebounds individually, he only needs 8. If you like the assists individually, I believe he needs 6 or 7. He might still need 6. Pulling up the assist for him. Yeah, he still needs 6, and it's not bad juice. That's starting to tempt me a little bit more. The assist is where I would lean, honestly. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, at least partly based on the idea that this team can't be that bad at shooting once again. Like, nobody shoots 37% effective field goal percentage. So I would lean assists and pass on the rebounds for Paolo Banchero. Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking, Daph. The PA I like too. Yeah, first game nerves was a big thing for him. I really wish I would have said the turnovers over for him because that hit with spades. But I'm gonna update the upcoming to say that I passed on these dudes, but I do like Banchero. Pass on the double-double, but over on the assist is what I would lean. I think the Gary Harris look is the last one I'm gonna take a look at and get out of this game. But I kind of like what was brought to me there with Gary Harris under 3-pointers made. Is it 1.5? Yeah. I know this is going to be a little bit scary for some, but let's see real quick. He played 33 minutes in this last game. I don't know how you keep him on the floor for 33 minutes. He shot 6 times. He made 1 shot. Which is a very, very bad field goal percentage. It was, he shot 5 threes. So 5 of his shots were threes, and he didn't make a shot, including the threes, right? He didn't hit, was one of his shots a 3 that he made? Yeah, he didn't make a 3. So he shot 0% from deep. I don't know how you can keep somebody in the game like that, bro. Like between he and Jalen Suggs, like he's coming out and Jalen Suggs is still going to be getting his. Honestly, like Jalen Suggs to make a shot in this game might be the play. He played 32 minutes. Gary played 33. I'm just looking at the matchup real quick and see if there's anything that tells me like they need to stay in this game. So like maybe Gary Harris needs the minutes because they like his defensive matchup, but I doubt it, bro. Defensive player. Yeah, he is guarding Donovan Mitchell. He also got cooked by Donovan. I mean, they scored a lot of points without him. I guess he didn't get cooked. He only got 4 against him in those 8 minutes. He kind of cooked everybody else once they got Gary Harris off him on the switch. So that kind of makes sense. Maybe Gary Harris does stay on the floor, and that scares you from taking away his going under on his 3-pointers. But that's where I would lean. Looking at this, yeah, I mean, Jalen Suggs and Gary Harris guarding the 2 best players on the Cavs. So, like, they're going to keep shooting, but I don't trust these dudes to make shit. The problem with the Gary Harris threes under is that it's gone in terms of the juice. You got to take -1. The best number we got here is -148 for him to go under. Yeah, they're going to dip this down to, like, 0.5 threes at some point for him, the way that he's shooting. He's gone under consistently against this team. Even in his last 10 games, even on the season, real quick, 42% of the time. How many threes does he average on the season? 3-point attempts right here. 1.4 threes on the season. Oh, that's makes. I'm sorry. Attempts is 3.8. So he needs to make 50% of his threes. I still think that's that's probably a good look for him to go under on the threes. If you want to take that, go for it. I'm not adding that to my card, but I would hit the under on Gary Harris. I think that's a really sharp look for real. So I'm good on this game right now. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything from y'all. But yeah, I considered the same thing, Dapt, is like Suggs to go back into his making some shots. Like the points, maybe. What's his points at real quick? Because I was on the same line of thinking as we talk about here. It's like, when it's time to, it's like zag after the zig, bro. Don't play the same thing over and over. Yeah, the books are on it too. Over is -156 for that. For the points alone, 11.5. We've seen this number up to 12.5 a lot. And it looks like it actually did jump up to 12.5. And the only place it's still available at 11.5 is FanDuel, which is a good edge, to be honest with you. I mean, about 50% of the time. Yeah, I don't think it's enough of an edge at -128 for him to go over on 11 like that, right? And I'm definitely not taking the 12.5 with similar juice. So I'm going to pass on the Suggs, but I would go over for Suggs points before everybody gets cute and tries to just fade him because he missed last time. George Niang threes might be a good look too. I don't have much for you on George Niang. I'm trying to think about the minutes for him. I know he guarded Paolo and did a really good job, to be honest. So that might be a consideration for him. But what did he even shoot any threes last game? Let me see this last one. Yeah. Oh, this is 6.5. I think Niang might be a decent look, but I'm going to move on to this Knicks game real quick and go from there. Because I don't want to dive too deeply into George Niang when we got other stuff that I think probably a better look, but that's not a bad call if you like that one, Kyle. So, all right, we're moving here to this Knicks game, and I'm going to be looking at the stuff that we talked about. Maybe we kick it off here with, let's see, Mitch Robb was somebody that we talked about, right? 5.5 points, the rebounds. Let's see, last 10 is not what we want to look at. Head to head in these last bunch of games. So how many minutes did he play in this last one? Oh, he got in for 30 minutes in this last game. So that's probably what a lot of people are looking at. And now you got, let me see if it comes up real easily, but let's look at Paul Reed minutes. Does that give us anything? Because I know that I was hearing how they might get they might actually have a, I don't know if we're going to get anything for Paul Reed, but Paul Reed, because of the fact that so this is kind of what I was thinking. Paul Reed might be getting a bit more time, which would mean more bigs on the floor for the Knicks as well. This podcast comment, whatever. Paul Reed and the Sixers can silence the Knicks fans' chance by crashing the boards better. Yeah, I guess, but that's going to have to be what they do. Let's see if there's anything. He's just like for his dominance. We ain't talking no smoke, whatever. Whatever. This is all about his podcast stuff. Yeah, I really think that there's going to be, since I know I already found that, I can't find the article again, but that Paul Reed's probably going to be getting some time. I think that's helpful for why we might be getting some stuff from Mitch Robb to play a bit more minutes. And it really looked like they wanted him in there. How many minutes did Hartenstein play real quick? Let's see if he's at the top. Hartenstein's minutes were, so he played 18 in this one. I don't believe he had foul trouble, right? Let me just pull up the box score from this game right quick. Go back to Saturday and pull up the box score. Looking at the way that they distributed minutes to the Knicks players here, Hart had 18 minutes, 3 fouls, but I don't know. That doesn't scare me, right? 3 fouls. And then Mitch Robb came in for 30 damn minutes. 8 points because he only took 5 shots, but 12 rebounds. And what's his rebounds at right now for Mitchell Robinson? Is it really low? It wasn't 5.5, right? It was 7.5. So 7.5. Let's look at those rebound chances. You know how we do. Getting playoffs, all teams, New York Knickerbockers, pulling up his rebound chances. For those of y'all who are new, we got a bunch of people coming in. Check out the bottom line for the bets I've made. Jump in the comments. Let me know if there's a bet you want to play. We're on the Knicks and the 76ers right now. But just as importantly, what's most importantly is rebound chances. So New York Knicks. Oh, I didn't filter. Okay. 23 for Josh Hart. That man loves to pad his rebound stats, bro. 19 for Mitch Robb. Come on, dog. Yes. What? Of course. They still have this at 7.5. Do they what do they think the minutes were about in this last game? He played 30 minutes. He had 19 rebound chances. Why do we think that would change in this game? If anything, they're just going to keep crashing the offensive glass, and it looks like they'd rather have Mitch Robb in there, even if he's coming off the bench. So I think Mitch Robb on the boards is the play here. I don't really want to mess with the double-double on 5 shots for him. He's not going to get more than 5 to 6 shots again, and 3 to 4 makes feels right? I don't even want to have to take him to make a free throw. So I'm off that, but okay, so this has jumped up everywhere. Is it still 7.5 on FanDuel is the question. I don't even think 9 boards is a bad play either, because you can get plus, I'm not going to suggest points bet, but you can get even money on BetMGM for him to get the rebounds here. So I'm going to add him to the card real quick. I'm going to put half a unit on the rebounds for Mitch Robb. I just think you're going to keep seeing a lot for him. He's going on the bottom line here so that's still scrolling. All right, we're going Mitch Robb over 7.5 rebounds on FD. Which is -1, not even a bad number, honestly. It's minus 134. The edge is a little bit gone, but yeah, it's still enough for me for Mitchell Robinson with that amount of volume. And the minutes are what's just crazy. I cannot believe I didn't stand out right away to me that he played 32 minutes in that last game. So -132 on FD. Going to be putting 0.5 units on that because we have so many goddamn bets out here. But yeah, I'm adding Mitch Robb to the card. So going to add him, save that, cancel this. All right. So bottom line is updated, and we are on this Knicks game. So I got to bring up their little thing here. All right. So we've got Mitch Rob, which was a great look. I appreciate that. I'm just taking the rebounds. Josh Hart, why not? I mean, Josh Hart double-double, we lost all of that. But let's see. Yeah, Kelly Oubre, I thought it was at 11 too, and Adriano's going back to Kyle Lowry points. I can understand that. I don't know why Kyle Lowry wouldn't keep playing that. I don't know if the thing is, Kyle, like I was saying, I don't know if you're going to get enough minutes from Hartenstein, by the way. I'm not going to look too deeply into it. I'm just going to say, if this man doesn't even get 20 minutes again, then like, I don't know if I feel good about that. Like, we can look at Deuce because Daft brought that up too. I'm going to put him on here. So what we have up next, like I was saying, just to update you guys, Gary Harris under 1.5 threes, I like. Garland over assists, I like. Donnie Mitchell points, I like. Paolo Banchero double-double, I do not like. If I'm taking Paolo, I'm taking the assist for him and not the rebounds. If you wanted a double-double stuff for him, just take the assists and not the over on the rebounds. I cannot condone that with him going up against the trees of the Cleveland Cavs. But Josh Hart rebounds, let me see here. All right, Josh Hart and Mitch Rob, we got a check mark on. I'm good with him. All right, cool. We still got some stuff coming up, but I'm going to put Deuce on here too, so I don't forget him. I want to take a quick look at that on the PRA, and then we will be getting to that Lake Show game as well, because I put that same game parlay in there as well. But make sure you check out the bottom line there, as always. All right, keep it moving. Mitch Rob, we're good with. Hartenstein, I'm not as good with, bro, honestly. The 7.5 boards, the points, he butted right up against it, but that was 18 minutes of play, right? 17.7. He is not made for this matchup, even in the last game, which didn't have Mitch Rob, but he still only played 20 minutes in that game. I think he might have been coming back from injury, but not as important. Let's the Kyle Lowry stuff. We got him. We also had Kelly Oubre brought up, and we have OG Anunoby brought up. I don't love OG. If anything, I'd be taking under on his stuff, to be honest with you. If you look at the threes, I'm going to pull up Props Madness real quick and pull up that game. This is an awesome website. Link in the description of the video. Definitely make sure you're using that. But if you're looking at this one, the beautiful part about this thing is you can see shot charts, and you can see how good the defense is against that shot chart. And you can also see play type, which I love to see. So play type would be really important, because spot ups, they're good against this Philly team, especially when they have Joel on the floor. They don't have to sell out on the shooters, or they can sell out on the shooters a lot more, take away the spot ups, because they know they have one of the best, if not the best, rim protector in the league at the rim, waiting for them, waiting for their opponent. If you look at the stuff here, the reason that you would go under with OG is he's shooting all his stuff from the corners, right? 27% of his shots are coming from the corners. That's a lot, because not many people shoot that much from the corners. You're going to see this number at like 4% for a lot of people, except for guys like OG, who are corner three specialists, because their job on offense is make a three, and their job everywhere else is be the best defender on the floor. For OG, I don't like the points against this team. Going to the head-to-head stuff real quick for him. Yeah, this is head-to-head. So since he came to the Knicks, he played 3 games against this squad. He's gone over this 3 once. The 3-point attempts for him against this squad, let's look real quick. So since he's come to the Knicks, he's gone 3, 3, and 5. You're saying 2 threes on 3 attempts on average, like 3.5 attempts. He needed to get to 5 to hit that 2 number. I like the under for OG threes. I'm not sure if that was the question or not, but that would be what I would be leaning. Let me make sure I didn't mess that up. I know y'all were talking about the OG threes. Yeah, OG under would be where I would lean. Yeah, I think what's good, Dave? Good to have you, man. Yeah, that's true. If that's the case, sorry, I just wanted to see what Mike had to say about it. So if Mitch Rob is out there playing Embiid, which is going to be the case, then you could have Hartenstein versus Paul Reed, which makes the mismatch good for Hart, and then you get you want to take over on Hartenstein. I get that. I don't know if they're going to be playing those dudes together very much. I know they didn't play them very much together in this last game, so I'm not quite as confident. Like their minutes were staggered a bit more than they were playing together, so I don't like that. The reasons, so OG is an under on the 3 for me. Wow, you get plus 108 on that. Wow, you get plus 120 on DraftKings for that. That's a really good look, fam. 3 attempts to make 2 is not good. Let me see something real quick. As I was showing you guys earlier, when I'm in the box score and the game log on NBA.com, it's really helpful. I can go into matchups here. And in fact, I'm going to go to player tracking data. So I'm going to look at the tracking data to see contested versus uncontested field goals. That's what we got right here. CFGM, contested field goals made. CFGA, contested field goals attempted, right? Percentage. And then U is uncontested field goals made, blah, blah, blah. All right. looking at OG, was he guarded a lot? He had 6 open shots, but we know only 3 of them were from deep. And he did make his contested shots, which is very interesting as well. But 6 uncontested shots isn't that many. Usually you would want to see that percentage a little bit better, obviously, for uncontested shots. But it's not like they were just straight up leaving him open, because they are really good at defending that corner. So for plus money, I'm going to hit this. I'm going to put 0.3 units on OG to go under 1.5 threes. I think that was a really good look. If he does score against them, it's in transition, or it's because he attacked the rim because they ran him off of the 3-point line. So I think that's going to be what you continue to see. I'm going to take, I would take that over there, or the under rather, excuse me, the under for this game. Yeah, somebody call Tibbs, bro. If you can get Tibbs on the line, Mike, let me know. That would be amazing. We can ask him what the hell he plans on doing this game. He's a freaking psychopath. But I'm adding OG under to the bottom line here for y'all. So let me make sure clear what's been added on the live stream too, because the early plays I absolutely adore that I have. All right, Mitch Rob, we're making clear that he is added bets. All right, we got Mitch Rob added. We're taking an under on OG's threes, because that is just too good. Under 1.5, 3 p.m. for OG. And that is plus 120 on DK. All the bets that I make here, this video will be on YouTube after it's done streaming. And then the comments will have a pinned comment with exactly what I got in on my bets. Sometimes I don't have time to get stuff in as I'm doing this live stream for you guys, but obviously you can see what's on the bottom line if you like it. All right. Under 1.5 threes, 0.3 units to get 0.6 back for OG, because I'm getting crazy expansive with this card right now, so I can't go too nuts. Josh Hart, if you want to take the double-double, I get it. I mean, the points are probably what scare you more than anything. I kind of like continuing under the assists for Josh Hart. I don't think it's going to be there for him, just to show you what I mean there. I'll look at Jay Hart real quick, but I want to talk about one other angle that I have in this game that I'm thinking about here. But for Jay Hart, wow, he went bonkers on the threes in this last game. He made 4 of them on how many attempts? Also, he was stat chasing after he got all those rebounds, by the way, which is what our boy does. Still love him for it. 8 3-point attempts. Damn. And he's taken a lot of threes against his team. This is all against Philly this season right here. This is 4 games against Philly. After taking 2, he's taken 5, 7, 6, 8. So for him to hit 2 on 6 to 7 to 8 attempts, that's nice. I like that, right? This is all about 6 attempts right here. 15, 21, 26 divided by 4 is, somebody help me. Is that 9? What? No, wait. Is that 8 times 4 is 32? 7 is 28. So it's about 6. Yeah, 6.5 or so. No, that is exactly 6. All right. 6 for 3-point attempts, because math is easy. 6 3-point attempts for our dude in this season against this team after the first one in January. That is very interesting to me. I kind of like the Josh Hart threes now. So I would lean plus 154 is cuckoo bananas for him to hit 2 if he's going to be taking that many against his team, which they are taking a lot of threes against this team. I just don't know they're going to hit as many, but he doesn't need to hit 4 of 8 for us. He needs to hit 2 of 8 for us. And I think that's a pretty good expectation for Josh Hart. So I do like the Josh Hart threes. As far as the rebounds go, we're getting a little crazy for our guy here. It's 11.5 most places. You can still get minus 128 for 10.5. I mean, it's not a bad look, man. He does this against this team. I talked about it last game for a reason. I'm going to pull up. I haven't pulled up our favorite friend, Courtside Pal, yet today. I just want to see if that was a thing. So Courtside Pal is a wonderful tool for looking at player profiles and their tendencies versus team defense. A lot more helpful than just straight positions versus team defense. That doesn't do nearly as much for us. So let me put Josh Hart in here, and I'll show you how to use this real quick. So you use this by putting him up at the top. So now we're looking at Josh Hart's profile. So you can see here, there's a list of profiles based on different different attributes. So this is like height, weight, and mass, and then shooting, scoring, playmaking, rebounding. So these are different profiles. There's like 1 through 9. You can see he's a shooting 5 profile, a scoring 1 profile, playmaking 5 profile, and a rebounding 5 profile. So what that means is I'll just briefly show you what that means in terms of scoring 1. What does that mean? A player with a scoring 1 profile has all these things about them. Mid-range game is serviceable, ability to hit open jumpers, score effectively in the post, whatever. So that's how they classify Josh Hart as a scorer. And so that's how we're going to use this. But you go down here to team ranks versus player type. You go to rebounds if you want to look at that. And we're going to look at his rebounding profile. 5th best against Philly. I was going to explain this to you differently because I already knew it was really good. But the reason that it's really good is because the centers and big men need to spend the majority of their effort and their focus boxing out massive ass Joel Embiid, right? And that leaves them open to come in and get those boards. So looking at this game log once again on the tracking data here. So I'm in the box score for this game 1, and I'm looking at I changed traditional stats here to player tracking, right? And now that I'm on player tracking, I'm looking at my bad, not scoring, player tracking. I'm looking at his rebound chances. And one thing I wanted to show you was offensive rebounding chances. That is absurd. 8 rebound chances is a lot for a small forward or a shooting guard, whatever you want to call Josh Hart, a Swiss Army knife. But he had 8 offensive rebound chances. This doesn't add up, so something's wrong here. But it's basically 23, 24 rebound chances. Defensively, he also had those rebound chances because, once again, Hartenstein and Mitch Rob are spending all of their effort boxing out the biggest dude in the league, basically. And as a result, everything's going to be available for Josh Hart. So I still am fine with these, bro. 23 rebound chances. I mean, and let's just look at one more thing real quick. I'm going to do the Knicks so I'm on NBA Advanced Stats because I want to see his rebound chances versus this Philadelphia team. So we're going to Verthiv during the regular season. We're going to take versus Philadelphia. So I've got this on Knicks versus Philly, and I'm on players tracking data here. All right, make sure you're aware of that. The link to this is all in the description of the video if you're a little bit confused about what I'm talking about. Rebound chances against Philly during the regular season for the New York Knicks. 23 a game. This isn't even out of the norm for him. 23 rebound chances per game for Josh Hart against this squad. Now, let's see. Hartenstein played all four. He still didn't have many. Now he's in 22 and a half minutes. You've got, where's Mitch Rob? Is he not on here? Did he not even play this team because he was hurt? So Mitch Rob's not even on here because he was hurt. But I don't think Mitch Rob is going to take away from Josh Hart's rebounds, considering that we just had this exact thing happen. Like I said, whoever the center is for the Knicks, they're busy there. If you want to take over for Josh Hart on the rebounds, go for it. I'm terrified of his points at this point, unless he's going to look for the stat padding like we've seen when he wants to go get a triple-double. But the assists haven't been there for him, so I don't think the triple-double is going to be a thing for him. I don't think he cares about the double-double. I just want to respond to one thing that I saw Leon Paban talk about. Hopefully I'm saying that right. My bad, bro. But the Embiid first quarter points is a bet that I made as well. I do think that's going to continue to hit. A couple of the reasons why. Over 8.5 first quarter points was a really good number. Over versus the Knicks in all three. If he's playing 12 minutes, I still like that. And we know he wants to get his points in early when you consider the fact that he isn't going to have as much in the tank towards the end. So I'm with you on that, fam. If you like that, I just wanted to make sure you saw that I already put that up. But back to what we're talking about here. Josh Hart rebounds, great. Josh Hart double-double, not minus 115. I'm a little bit out on that. The points in this last game, okay, yeah, he had 22 because he had all the threes. He has been scoring against them. I'm still out. I'm not telling you not to. I'm out on the points getting him to the double-double, and I definitely don't think that he's going to get there with the assists. For anybody who is looking at assists being like, well, how's it at 5.5? He's gotten 1 million before. This ain't the same thing, right? Now, his potential assists have gone way down. 8 of the last 15, and it was just really a nice run right in here where they were playing some ball that was a different lineups for them. It's not the same anymore, and now that it's offense, I'm out. Last angle I wanted to show y'all from this game. I don't think Tobias Harris is long for this series, to be honest with you. If we're looking at Tobias in this game right here, Tobias, this is all tracking data. Let me pull up traditional real quick for Toby Harris, and that would indicate maybe Kelly Oubre points. It could indicate who was the other guy? Nick Batum would be a better play for him. But Toby Harris, I guess he was a 0, his plus minus. I'm going to look at the net stuff real quick. Going to change this to advanced. Look at that defensive rating for bro. 133.9. Now, look, the Knicks had a crazy high offensive rating. They hit a ton of shots. Their O rating was 124.7. I don't know that you can continue to bank on that, even at an 89 pace. So slow. This is going to keep being that 90s style basketball. But 124.7 offensive rating is a big reason why Toby was one of the worst. But he's far and away the worst on the starting lineup. Like 13 points per 100 possessions worse on defense for Tobias Harris. In short, he's giving up a lot more points than anybody else to his individual defender when he's on the floor. Not a good look, right? Nick Batum, on the other hand, best defensive rating on the squad for anybody that played a legit amount of minutes, right? He played 25. Everybody else coming off the bench didn't play very much. Maybe you're going to get some more Paul Reed, but if you get more Paul Reed, you need a shooter. And I don't think we trust Toby Harris to shoot, even with that 131 offensive rating individually. If you look at the field goals for him, 1 for 4 from deep. If you look at him on Props Madness real quick, He does shoot a decent amount from the corners, 8% of his shots, not too much. Knicks are more vulnerable in the corner. I do like the idea of Nick Batum getting in there and getting a few more minutes. That's the angle that I'm honing in on here, is like Kelly Oubre is going to be out there. He starts. He's not going to lose minutes to anybody off the bench here. Like Buddy Hield and he are just subbing in and out for each other. But if you talk about Batum, he played 25 minutes, which is why you saw Tobias Harris play the fewest minutes of any starter. I think that continues. I think Tobias Harris continues to see his minutes dwindle. Do we take an under for Tobias? Oh my God, look at that. 12.5 points, which it's been at like 15 to 16.5 for Toby for most of the season, which is why he's gone over this number so consistently. Like 72% of the season, of the games this season, he's gone over this number because he's averaging 17 points per game. Head to head, however, not quite as effective. Like he is just, if you look at his play type stuff, he's either going in transition. This is still a good transition defense. Spot up, one of the best spot up defenses in the league. And then free throws, he's not getting to the line against this Knicks team, and he's not going to be able to score from down low where he's shooting the other majority of his shots. 39% of his shots, because it's all out here on the wing and either coming in or shooting that shot, right? And so I like an under for Tobias Harris. This is props madness, by the way. Is this points? This is points. There's no way he's at 4.5. Is he really at 4.5? I think he comes in and gets some shots up, dude. What did he do in this last game real quick for Nick Batum? I think we got to target him. I mean, if anything, it's like one of those things where we just sprinkle a little bit on his alt stuff and just be like, look, if he's going to come in and do it, then this number is way off. If he's not, it's what Daft likes to call, my boy Daft likes to call sweat free. It's either going to be sweat free because this thing doesn't even come close to hitting, or it's going to be sweat free because he's going to get this in the first half. That's what we call sweat free for Batum. So looking at head to head, yes, I understand not great numbers head to head. But if we let's do one thing real quick. Let's do without for Nick Batum. Are we on Nick Batum? Yeah. For Nick Batum, let's do without Tobias Harris real quick. And I know Tobias is going to play in this game, but is there any correlation to him getting his without Toby? A little bit, not too great. I like it a little bit, but not too great. I still don't know if the shots are going to be there for him because it's postseason now. But I would say that, like, if you look at where they're weakest, it's the corners, right? This is where he's shooting 44% of his shots. Opponent defense, this is the only place on the floor that you can beat the Knicks, according to Props Madness and according to stats that pull through here. And so I do think Nick Batum, what are his threes at real quick? Changing his points to his threes. It's probably 1.5 because they hate me. 1.5 for plus money. This is what I'm talking about. It's like he's either going to hit 2 or 0 if he's out there for, like, give him another like 5 minutes. How many threes did he shoot last game? Let me not beat this to death, but this is an angle that I think is going to be out there, is that Tobias Harris can't play as much, and the sub that's going to come in to help them play defense is going to be Nick Batum. He shot 4 threes in this last game. So, yeah, I don't like when we need them to get 50% makes on their threes to take an over. But I will say that, like, if you were going to take an over, you're getting pretty good juice on it. So over 1.5 threes, looks like what's pulling through here is you still get plus 160 on MGM. I think that's worth a sprinkle, honestly, for Batum. I'm going to put that on my card here. 0.3 units as well for Nicky Batum. Nicolas to get the threes here. I just don't think we're going to see very much Tobias Harris. So rather than fade Tobias Harris, who could just randomly make a few shots from the corner, I'm going to take over 1.5 threes for Batum at plus 160 on BetMGM and put 0.3 units on that. All right, we're in. We're locked. We got Batum on the card. That's a lot of added bets, fam. All right, let me get into this Nuggets-Lakers game so we can get out of here and keep it moving. But, bro, Saints TV knows I used to work for NBA 2K. What oh, nice. You know LD2K. What's good, fam? Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. That's dope. Blast from the past, yo. Good stuff. Good to have you in the stream, fam. Appreciate you being in here, Saints TV. All right, cool. Tobias, we got someone saying Tobias is gonna ball out. What are you talking about, Brooklyn Nets? Tobias is gonna, and you might be right, but I'm not taking the under. So, like, I'm not going against you. I'm just saying I do like Batum to be in there. So let's see. Heart steals. I'm gonna look at this Lakers game with y'all. All right, because I think we're good, but yeah, that's true. Outlier is good. I will say that. I know Daft likes Outlier. I'm just running through these comments a little bit. Dante could have a huge game. What I don't like about Dante, I know I said I'm going on. Y'all see, if you're new, you see the ADD that is at its finest right now. But for the let's see, for the Dante stuff, why don't I like Dante? Why have I stayed away from him so far in this series? I don't even remember what my notes were for Dante DDV. But the threes are not a good look. Like the under on the threes at 3.5. That's a way better look than the over, for real. And you're getting minus 140 for the under 4 threes. How many did you take last game? Why did he only play 24.5 minutes? What happened here? Let's look at Dante real quick, a little bit more deeply. Because more than anything, I'm just worried about my boy here. What's up with DDV? We're in the game log here for this last game, Knicks and Philly. I swear to Christ, I'm finishing it on this. Sorry for taking the Lord's name in vain. 10 shots. 8 points, and his points prop is probably continuously dropping. 15.5. It was 16.5 last game. Why would this not work for him? He's gone over, but he has not gone over with what's his face, with OG in there. Let's put OG in here. He went over one game against this Philly team. Man, I don't like his numbers. Why does he do so poorly against this team? Let me finish up in inside the box score real quick. So he was 3 for 10 from the field, which means he was 2 for 5 from 3 and 1 of 5 from 2. Looking at this right quick, 8 points, only played 24.5 minutes. This goes along with Miles McBride being the hot hand. So that's kind of what it is, right? He played 25 minutes for those shots. And Miles Deuce McBride took all his time. So the most common lineup in this game was Brunson, Hart, OG, Mitch Rob. And then either Miles or Dante. So I think Dante's a fade, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to bet on Dante, but I hear you that he might have a game. But yeah, Velvet is hearing what I'm saying as well. Looks like you took the under on Dante. And I do think... I do think that's going to be. No, that's funny, dude. Don't even trip. All us white guys look alike. Thought I was LD2K. That's hilarious. You know, all you white guys look alike. All right, moving on from this game. Speaking of white guys like Dante, let's get into the Lake show here. All right, so the bets that I have in for the Lakers already, I'm on. But I took under on Anthony Davis threes. And what I was looking at there is like, bro didn't even take a 3 in the majority of these games against the Nuggets. So I love that look for AD. And I'm going to keep taking that. I think it's a great parlay piece today as well. No, I didn't take Aaron Gordon. Apologies, but I want to look at Aaron Gordon first. That's for damn sure. But I do want to say I took MPJ on the rebounds as well. Where did my man MPJ go? Shout out MPJ, dude. He's got character, bro. People keep coming up to him about his brothers. It's really sad stuff. And our guy has been handling like a pro. Like I went to the University of Missouri and was a huge fan of this dude, and I continue to be impressed by him. So just got that out. Since I have a platform to say it on, I'm gonna say it. The overs versus this team are pretty awesome for threes and rebounds, right? I think those are both good bets. I took the rebounds tonight against this Lakers team, but like the threes will keep being a good play, dog. What was interesting to me about this game and what I want to look at is the matchups, and that's going to bring me to Aaron Gordon. So here's what I do like about Aaron Gordon. Now, let me pull up rebounds real quick for Ago. It's still at 6.5. It's good money. It was 5.5 a little bit for the first game, and now it's up at 6.5 already in this one because he just got 11. Last time he played this team in March, he got 9, and the rebounds are there for him. The thing about this last game that was interesting, if you watch it, right? I'm going to pull up that game log real quick from Saturday when the Lake Show played. Pull up the box score. This is where matchups come into play hugely because the matchups in this series are the most interesting to me because Jokic is a freaking problem. And that's really what it comes down to. So let's look at matchups from this last game because the way it was going was LeBron was on Aaron Gordon a lot more. And now if we pull up, let's see real quick. Let's pull up Aaron Gordon defense. No, I'm sorry, offense. Offense for Aaron Gordon because I want to see who was guarding him. And this is what I want to show you all real quick and try to stay with me. So Aaron Gordon on offense was being guarded by Anthony Davis. That is not what happened last year in the playoffs. Last year in the playoffs, Aaron Gordon and LeBron guarded each other. Now, LeBron's still the dude with the second most time on him, but they guarded each other, right? And now you've got it's different. You've got AD guarding him. The reason that AD guarded him is because AD was playing free safety right? And coming off of him to help double on Nikola Jokic. Just watch tape. Like I watched this game back a little bit because I missed a lot of it live. It's at a freaking wedding. Hope my wife is upstairs and didn't hear that. But like, yeah, so I couldn't watch this game because I was at a wedding, which I really thoroughly enjoyed. But because of that, I had to go back and watch tape. And that was why I was like, what's the deal with this? Well, it's because they thought maybe AD would be able to help out on Jokic, and he wasn't. I do think they probably go back to that. I don't know why this would change. If that's the case, it's going to be a huge reason that Gordon, AG, I'm just going to call him AG, had so many boards in this last game, right? So I'm going to go to his rebound chances here again and look at, instead of the Knicks, I'm going to make this the Nuggets. Denver Nuggets rebound chances, and I'm just do all teams, but I'm in the playoffs now, right? So I've got this set to the playoffs to look at rebound chances for this Nuggets squad, all right? So I'm pulling up this Nuggets game, and I'm looking at the rebound chances in this last one. So Joker's Joker. He had 23 rebound chances. AG had 15 rebound chances in this one. Only 27% of them were contested. So he got a lot of open rebounds in this one. So only 3 of his 15 rebound chances were contested, meaning he had 12 uncontested rebound chances. And he pulled down, he had 3 contested rebounds. What's a quarter of 15? Quick, like 4. So he pulled down a lot of his contested rebounds, but that means that he basically pulled down 11 of 11 uncontested rebounds. Why was he uncontested? AD went and guarded Joker, right? Or if a shot went up from Joker, AD was running over to him to block it, and now AG, Aaron Gordon, is open for an easy rebound chance. I love that this math is adding up so easily to that matchup. What I don't know for sure 100% is this going to be the matchup again, where you have AD guarding Aaron Gordon, and now you got Aaron Gordon left open for hella rebounds as a result? I do not know for sure, but I'm gonna be saying that I do think that if that's gonna be the way that it goes, that's how that he's good for the rebounds once again. So I think that's a bet, fam. Like, I got to stop interrupting myself by jumping into the comments and seeing the ridiculous shit y'all are saying. All right, let's move it on. I'm gonna suggest that y'all can take the over on his rebounds for Aaron Gordon. That's the way that I'd be playing this. If you're gonna get there, why not Gordon? Hope about his assists. I don't know about the assist for AG. Like, that's not going to be a constant for him. Let me see real quick. If AD is on him, so I think what you're saying is AD on him, maybe you get some assists, because that was a thought that I had too. It was like, well, if he's got AD on him, then he's not going to be able to shoot as much. He's giving up like 5-6 inches to AD, so he can't get the shot off, but he can get the pass off. Let me look at the potentials. I mean, they have been high against this team, in part probably because of that. That's pretty high for our dude. If you look at the regular, so yeah, 8, 7. You only had 4 in this one, but in the other regular season game here, he had 10. Going back to last playoffs, he went over pretty consistently. I think I understand where you're coming from with the assists. What's his assists are at 3.5, so I can't take that solo dolo. But I guess the RA isn't as bad of a look. I was going to kind of say no to the RA for a minute, but I understand where you're coming from. And this has got to be, yeah, he's been doing it anyway against these teams. Got to look at minutes. I mean, he's obviously going to get the minutes. If we look at, so he played 32 minutes against the Lakers. Not like he's just getting like crazy high, 38, 35 minute totals here. But I think the rebounds is a play because of everything I just said, especially at the juice that you're getting at minus 105. You can probably get some even money on some of those. I would take some AG rebounds. I'm keeping that off my card because I still have a couple bets to make, and I got way too many bets on this card right now to feel good about adding too much more. But that's where I'm at with this one. The other bet I took was the threes from Austin Reeves. I drank the juice on that. If you wanted that, I saw some people here. Let me make sure I'm getting what you guys are getting. I don't know how to look at Jokic steals, bro. Let me just take a look to see, because that was hilarious. And I just don't know if that's going to be. I always know. I mean, I often know. I'm not even trashing anybody. I just often know that when someone's like, yo, what about this bet? And I'm like, where the hell are you getting that bet from? That they're getting it from the idea that he's done this a lot recently. So be careful with that. As far as against this squad, I don't know how to look for Joker steals necessarily. Like, I know what he's going to be doing is guarding AD most likely as consistently as possible, and that's about it. But I don't know about the steals, even though it's something he's crafty. He's done it. It's not something I can like find some data for you right now. Let's see about a couple others real quick before we dip, because I know we got this. Mozzie keeps bringing up Jonathan Isaac under on the PRA. Let me look at it real quick. I know I'm jumping back to the game, but I mean, you're consistent, bro, and respect for that. So let me take a quick look at the PRA for Jonathan Isaac in that game for you, because you brought it up a couple times and I don't want to leave you hanging. Jonathan Isaac on the PRA. 17.5. Obviously, he failed to get it in this one. The rebounds are what make you nervous, man. Like, he is giving up so much. Oh, you said under, though. Right. You said under. So that's the sharper play. I appreciate you, Mozzie. All right. I don't know why you would add the assist, to be honest with you. I get maybe it's because it's a half, and that's a little bit helpful. It's only a half of assist. So the rebounds are at 6.5. The points are at 9.5. So that puts us at about 17. And the assist doesn't really hurt us, to your point. 17.5 PRA versus 16.5 PR. I think that's the better play, because you look at the idea of this being 9.5 plus 6.5, but we still get it at 16.5. So that's still a pretty good number there, as opposed to adding one more where I don't really know why, if he's going to get that assist. It's a little bit more of a crapshoot for the assists, right? The rebounds for him, let's look at potential. Like, I would go under for sure. And it's because of the rebounds, and the points might be a play as well. How many shots did he take? So he played 29 minutes. I think he's still good for it. I don't think he's losing minutes here. To be honest, I think they like what they saw. Plus, JB Bickerstaff's not even a good coach. 8 shot attempts, and he made 3 of them. It's going to be tough to score for him down low. 3 of them to get 9.5. Did he get any free throws in this one? Looking at that real quick. He did take 4 threes in this game to try to pull those dudes out. That kind of makes sense. 2 free throws. I think the threes are briefly a look. He had 5 threes in this game that he shot. That's crazy. He hit 2 of them, plus 180 for him to hit that. That's juiced way up. I like the look of that, but and I like the idea of him continuing to take those threes, but that's still a little bit weird to me. So I might pass on the Jonathan Isaac stuff, but I get the under PRA. It's not something I'm going to bet, Mozzie, but I can understand why you'd play that for sure. All right, let's see. All right, I'm going to close it out in this Laker game with anything else that we had here, because I already covered a bunch of those dudes, and I don't feel comfortable taking steals for Jokic, but I get that. Let's see if I'm missing anything from this Lakers game. Let me know if you guys have anything else you want to see from Lakers Nuggets. I'm sure I missed some all the way at the beginning, because we kind of went out of order with some of these. But we got this game starting here in a minute. So I got to get I have to get a couple other bets in for the Magic game. I don't think y'all have too much more for this Lakers game. So I'm with the Gordon over on his rebounds. That's what I was saying, Mozzie, is like, I like the over on his boards. You get some pretty good juice for it. I was talking about AD being the guy that, comes over and guards him, but I think the Aaron Gordon boards is a good look. I will tell you right now, I'm going to update this. No. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not putting him on the bottom line, because I'm not adding it to my ticket, and this is things that I'm betting on. But if you're listening, and that's a big part of this, sorry that not everything is on the screen for y'all, but yeah, if you're listening, I like the Aaron Gordon boards. I don't think I had another look. I wanted to take the D'Angelo Russell overs just to like fade it, but like, bruh, so abysmal against this team. I mean, 2.5 threes, I don't know if I would touch. Points, I don't know if I would touch. Like, I don't want to go against him still, because these shooting numbers are so terrible that I feel at some point he's got to start making shots. But 6 for 20 on the field goals overall, and for the threes, 1 for 9. It's just terrifying to take an over for a man that looks that cold. But I also, like I keep saying, I like to zag after a zig. And like, this would be an over for me before I would take under for D'Lo. If any of y'all want to play that. For the assists, don't really like it still against this team this season already. Now he's played 3, including that playoff game, and only over was the very beginning of the season. I think the assists are probably a much better under, to be honest. If you want to take that, I would go under on his assists, minus 125. But my card's full, fam. So like, don't get mad at me for not taking it. Murray, I would take over on the assists. I really strongly considered that. It does seem like, if from the tape that I watched, they're running a lot of pick and roll with him right now, and that is where you can score a ton. If you look at this game on Props Madness, check out the link in the description of the video if you're not familiar with this tool. Very helpful for seeing. Let me pull up points real quick. Very helpful for seeing this stuff. So let me go to Jamal right quick. So what I'm looking at is the shot chart and the play type analysis. So pulling up Jamal Murray real quick to explain what I mean. Where you at, Jamal? Jamal Murray. So this is his shot chart against this team. You can see he's shooting 37% of his shots from above the break. You can see this team is awful against above the break. You can also see that they're giving up a ton to the pick and roll ball handler and transition. This Lakers defense is abysmal, fam. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to. But the pick and roll stuff, I can't get you pick and roll data from just last game, which is really annoying because they don't give us play type, right? Yeah, they definitely don't give us play type. But the potential assist for him, let me pull that up real quick. My bad. The potential assist on props.cash, you can see this is all against the Lakers. And for him in this last game, he was up to 18 potential assists. And really, the thing here is like assists versus he and Jokic, right? And this is the case last season too. In the finals, this dude was the one averaging about 10 assists per game, more, and that was more than Jokic. And his potential assists are a bit higher than Jokic. So everything does seem to make the case that Jamal Murray is going to keep playing at the top of the key, getting these potentials, getting the regular assists, and that the way that this Lakers team is trying to force the ball out of his hands means that he's going to be open for a lot more assists than necessarily shots. At the same time, he took 24 shots in this last game, and in 3 against them or 4 or so against them this season, he's taken a ton of shots, 25, 23, and 24 in the last 3 games that he's played against this team. So the points are mad high, 24.5. He didn't get that last game. He had a pretty bad shooting game. But as far as Jamal goes, points and assists, I'm honestly good with the over for both of those before I go anywhere else. I don't think this is a Hail Mary, honestly. I think triple-double for Jokic isn't a bad play, to be honest, if you like that. I might get that in there if you wanted. If there's plus money for him to get the triple-double, I don't know that it will be because his assist is at 9.5, right? So it's probably like plus 120 at the best number that you'll find for a triple-double for him, that I would imagine. So I'm not sure if you get that, then I think it's good, but I don't think it's a Hail Mary, to be honest. LeBron, I was trying to see real quick about the assists or the rebounds for LeBreezy, and I forget what I was looking at to give me an answer for that. But I'm trying to do this quickly now so we can get out of here. For LeBron and the dimes, what's he at? Is he at 8.5? Yeah, that's probably a no from me. I don't remember what my thought process was there, though. Potential assists are pretty high, though. For him to get 9 dimes, I mean, he had 18 in this last game. Dude's got to hit shots. I'm very confident that like 2 to 3 of these misses at least are D'Lo being the worst shooter on the planet for a game last game, which he has been consistently against this team, though. So you got to be careful there. That was my thing with LeBron, was the makes coming from his players. Yeah, I'm kind of losing it, though, to be honest, like doing this for beating my head against the wall for an hour and a half. Last one I'll look because I saw Taurean Prince come up. I'm sorry. The last thing I was going to say about LeBron is if you're talking about assists versus rebounds, probably the assists, but both are a little bit scary. I hit his points in game 1. That was the good look there. And I don't know why he would stop shooting as much as he did, because this team just needs him to score. He only took 16 shots. He was wildly efficient, but I continue to be a little bit baffled by the assists and rebounds for LeBron against this Denver Nuggets defense, which is fire, honestly. Really, really good defense. But all right, let me close it out with the Taurean Prince stuff that you were looking at, because I know there was something for that. AD's a go. Like, yeah, AD's continuously a go. 24.5 points isn't that much. The rebounds are really high. I'm not taking over, is it 13.5 now? Yeah, I'm not getting up there with him on that, to be honest with you. Even though he's done this, half the time around there, he's still averaging 12 boards. He gets a couple spike games on the season in general at about 12.7. Like, it's a no for me, even at the minutes. On the season, he's averaging 35.7 minutes. What did he play last game? 44.5. Jesus Christ, they're going to run that man into the ground. Still only had the 14 and the 44.5 minute. That is insane. He didn't play 4 minutes of this game, 3.5 minutes. That's absolutely wild. But for AD, stuff's getting real high. I'm not there for it on the rebounds. If anything, I'm starting to go under on the rebounds for AD. Points, not too high, because I don't think he's getting Joker as the matchup, is he? Let me put AD on offense real quick. Anthony Davis. I promise I'm gonna touch on I'm gonna finish up with the Taurean Prince stuff if there's anything there, but I don't know why there would be. He's got Joker on him. Easier to get points on Joker than it is rebounds. I mean, he scored 11 points on him. He's gonna take DeAndre Jordan wherever he wants, all over the floor, and beat him up there. And then obviously whenever he got Jamal Murray on him, he scored 6 points in a minute 20 of possession time with Jamal Murray on him. So everybody's a mismatch for him, to be honest, including Joker. So I think the points for AD continue to be a good look, unless he just dissipates into thin air like we've seen him do before. But in his matchup with this team, Yeah, not the greatest, but I mean, he just disappeared in last year's playoffs as well, right? And the regular season, whatever, whatever. This year on, yeah, it's still a little bit high, but when it rains, it pours for him. So I would still feel okay about the points, and just not the rebounds quite as much for AD. That's getting crazy. Like he's not going to hit 14. He's going to go under 14 more often than he's going to go over. Let's put it that way. I mean, on the season, oh, I guess he went. Oh no, this is. I'm sorry, rebounds. Right, 44%. That's what I'm saying. Like it's going to be close to 50%, but he's going to go under more. He's going to go over. And right now he's at 55% going over, which means there's probably a little bit of regression coming at some point. And I don't think this is going to be a consistently good bet over for the rebounds for AD. So I'm off of that. The thing about Taurean Prince to close it out with y'all is like, what's his usage going to be? So points, 5.5, not bad against this team. Not bad in general. They've definitely given him a few more minutes. What's his minutes at? 23 minutes. Yeah. Meh. Yeah. I don't know that they feel as comfortable with their rotation yet. I don't think there's going to be anything that changes in terms of the minutes right here, right? Let me see. Who is he guarding? Go to all players. Sometimes you got to see who they're guarding to go, yo, he's going to get time. If he's on the court, he's going to trip and fall into some points or some rebounds or whatever. But putting him on defense for a minute for Taurean Prince, he was guarding a mixed. He's not like needed. He's not like, they're not like, yo, you go get this dude and stay on him. He guarded a bunch of different people. He didn't even get that many minutes. And when he was on there, it was a combination of Christian Brown and Michael Porter Jr. Doesn't tell me that much, to be honest with you. So I don't know that I like that for Taurean Prince. What was the shots that he took in this one? I'm just going to keep it on the game log for a minute. For Prince, 4 for 7, right? That's pretty good. The rebounds, I guess, they might rely on him for some boards. It's at 2.5. That's a pretty good look with how consistently he's been going over against this team. Pretty consistently. 7 of 12 dating back to last year. This year, 3 of the last 4, right? So the 2 or 3 in the regular season, then you just got 4 in this last game. Let's just take a quick look at the player rebounding stuff for the Lake Show, because I think the rebounds is where I would tend to go with Prince before I go to the points. With the amount of shots that he took 7 to get, what did we say that the points were? 5.5. So he took 7 shots to get 6 points. He needs to make 3 of 7, but how many of those were threes? For him, he took 3 threes and missed 1 of them, right? For Taurean Prince, 1 for 3, did get to the free throw line. Don't want to bank on that. 11 points though, 4 for 7. Yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible look. I don't know if you want to bank on the free throws and the threes quite as much, but the rebound chances for him, we're going to close it out with that, because I was starting to lean towards the rebounds a little bit more. But golly, 4 rebound chances in this last game against this team to get the 4 rebounds. That is a little bit scary, right? I don't know. I think I'm off of the Taurean Prince stuff, and I think we're good on that. So appreciate y'all, though, for sure. Let's make sure I got that show coming back tomorrow here, 5:30 p.m. every weekday as we move forward on the East Coast, and then 2:30 p.m. Eastern on the weekends. Going to also have those projections videos with some best bets for tomorrow's games coming out today and tonight. So make sure you check out those. Had one for each of the games that are going on tonight as well, with all those best bets that I ran through and that have been scrolling on the bottom line. Video is going to have a comment with the pinned comment that will have the bets that we made here on the show that I took. Hopefully you all that know the ones that I didn't take, you're still into, because we went through those together and there was plenty that I still liked if you were into it. So appreciate everything, y'all. But description of the video also has the links to all the tools that I used in here. Also has a link to the Discord, which is where we're at right now, finding a lot of these great bets together. So I'm going to take off, get into this next game here. If y'all want to hit me up on Discord, feel free to do so. Until I do see you next, happy betting.